We all know that as time goes on, the globe becomes more highly sophisticated and advanced. Have you ever traveled on a road worth $1 billion? If not, take into account this incredible project, which is thought to be the most expensive railway in the world because it will require nearly $100 billion to build. In our current generation, it is now time to start large, expensive projects that cost billions of dollars that are just around the corner. So it is really no surprise that they're building the fastest, most expensive railway in all of Europe. Make sure to watch until the end to know more about it. Let's begin. Fastest train in Europe. The Hogwarts Express isn't real, but you already knew that. So what exactly is this super project that we will talk about? High Speed 2 is the proposed fastest train in Europe that will cross the United Kingdom, and by fastest, I really mean fastest. At the moment, the UK's fastest train is a Class 374 Eurostar E320, which can travel at a top speed of 199 miles per hour. However, HS2 will be much faster with a top speed of 225 miles per hour. Cost of production. No matter how much you estimate it will cost, everything will be expensive. Double it once more because this has already exceeded its initial budget by a factor of 2. From the original estimate of 30.9 million. That is a substantial sum of money, I suppose. It was far from the accurate projection. It gradually increased to 36 billion within a year, and by 2015, the project's total had increased to 56.6 billion by 2019. Originally estimated to be 87 billion, this project is currently above $100 billion and is probably going to keep increasing. To put it into perspective, consider that the Freedom Tower in New York City cost almost $3 billion to construct. That hardly amounts to anything. The actual train will be a Zafiro B300 with 16 cars and a capacity of more than 1,200 passengers. It also has a really sleek look and is entirely electric. A ticket for this gem will run you anywhere from 180 to 240 pounds. It's kind of surreal that something this cool almost never materialized the way it did. High Speed 1. In the first place, the United Kingdom opened its first high-speed rail in 2003. Called the Channel Tunnel Rail Link, it is a 67-mile high-speed train that travels at 186 miles per hour through the nation. Construction of this enormous project was not cheap either. It is estimated that each mile of this railway cost over $50 million in total, costing over $6.8 billion. However impressive this project may be, it really only serves as proof of concept for future projects. High Speed 2. In 2009, the argument for another high-speed train turned out to be one of the most ambitious projects in the UK, which is why the project went through many stages of early development reviews and plans. Honestly, it seemed like this would be another fever dream that would never materialize until in April of 2020. Formal approval of the plan was taken on. You will be able to take a ride on High Speed 2 sometime between 2029 and 2033, though ironically, don't expect it. The $100 billion route. This train's itinerary has been divided into 3 sections. The first phase runs from London to Birmingham. The second phase runs from Birmingham to Manchester and East Midlands Parkway. And the third phase could extend as far as Cardiff, Liverpool, Bristol, or perhaps Scotland. They therefore intend to live up to the united portion of the United Kingdoms. For instance, there will be a significant reduction in the current commuting time from London to Birmingham. The trip takes roughly 2.5 hours by car, and that's with very little traffic. However, there is already a train line that reduces that time. The commute isn't excessive, but it isn't exactly simple either. Just a little bit, although you can get a ride from one stop to the next in just over an hour and a half, HS2 will reduce this time to under an hour, making it about as convenient as it gets. In particular, the HS2 route from London to Birmingham will only take 52 minutes. That's not even enough time to fit in a movie. But until the inevitable rocket-powered HS3 is created, I'm sure you'll be able to travel 120 miles in about 25 minutes. I wonder how it feels to travel on a railway that cost around $100 billion. I mean, it is insane. Imagine the convenience it can offer once it is built, because it will be a great way to travel fast in a short period of time. I am sure that if this will be made possible, a lot of advantages will be considered, as it is built for a reason. Well, what are your thoughts about it? What are your thoughts about this mega project? Make sure to leave them in the comment section down below so I can hear all of them. And if you're enjoying, don't forget to please hit that subscribe button. Now, let's get back to the video. Tourism. The key selling point for this train is that it will connect various parts of the UK, making it possible for people to travel there on the cheap. In addition to the jobs it would create, it also has another strong selling point. The tourist industry, which is one of the largest in the UK, will also receive a significant boost as a result of it. It has been claimed that the tourism sector generates enormous annual revenue, far exceeding the value of the railway. That would be around 40 million people spending a total of $200 billion. Visitors from all over the world travel to view landmarks like the Tower of London, Buckingham Palace, Big Ben, and countless more significant locations. Nearly half of all tourists only visit London, but just about 19 million people make up the majority of that. The high-speed rail would make it much simpler for tourists to visit not only the most famous city in the UK, but also all of the other attractions the rest of the nation has to offer. Millions of additional tourists will arrive as a result, creating new employment, renown, and wealth that no one else enjoys spending money like tourists do. Criticisms. Of course, the main selling point for this train is that it would unite what is described as a divided country. The citizens of London seem to be disconnected from other areas of the country, which this project seeks to remedy by making much easier for citizens to travel from one side to another. Projects like these tend to have lofty ambitions and pretty language like this. Funnily enough, despite the project's desire to unite the country, it has actually caused quite a bit of division and controversy. This train positions itself as a public transportation system that would drastically reduce the need for gas-powered vehicles traveling across the UK, and would therefore be much better for the environment. Its critics have pointed out that just building the system would be extremely harmful to the environment, which to some extent defeats the purpose. Then there is the claim that it will create thousands of jobs in the UK. Right now, big projects are all the rage. It appears that every nation in the world has come to the conclusion that investing enormous sums of money in ambitious infrastructure projects that will influence the future is the hip thing to do. This European high-speed railway, which could end up being the fastest on the entire continent, is the next significant mega project that now is under construction. As controversial as the project may be, honestly, I don't have any second thoughts of buying my ticket right now, as trains are an awesome way of transportation, especially if it's in Europe. Well, did you enjoy this video? Can you wait for Aegis 3 with its rocket-powered train? Make sure to leave a big thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel for more mega crazy videos like this one. Have a nice day.